Hi, my name is Kim Vermark. I'm the author of the series, The Chronicles of Nadine. And today I'd like to share a little bit with you about what happens in the prologue of the book, The Last of the Silverwings. So when I was a child, I used to listen to the radio a lot, and it really sparked my imagination, the visualization of what I got, of what was happening in the scenes when I was just listening to the words. Far surpassed what I get on TV at the moment. So don't get me wrong, I love movies and I love TV, but there's something about just hearing the words that ignites something deep in your soul about what the world looks like in your imagination. So I'm going to read to you a little bit from the prologue of the book, and I hope that that will give you an insight onto what it's like in the world of Nadine. And I'm going to be reading the section from the prologue which comes from 700 AD, which tells you why Muquin, who is the silver-winged dragon in this book, why she's in the place that she is, and a little bit about the history of what brought her there. So here we go. Below the village lay the secret tunnels, passages forged by fire and sweat. The allies of the dragons had found a way to protect these great beasts of the sky. But in the end, only a handful of them remained, scattered over the earth. The once majestic canopy of trees over which the dragon's sword lay scorched to the ground, where the dying moans of the dragons echoed into Muquin's memory. Her dragon whisperer had imprinted the map and instructions into her mind with his dying breath. Go, Muquin, flee this place. Find the oak tree near Forever Gone Lake. Hide in the tunnels. You will be safe. Doesn't that really sound familiar? We're all hiding out at the moment away from the virus, and that's what the species of dragon had to do in order to protect themselves. They had to go into hiding. Gravely injured, she summoned the last of her strength to carry her to the ancient oak. Risking the daylight entry, she placed her claw into the lever. The ledge opened for her to enter. Her torn wing ached, but she survived. The last of the Silverwings. Their betrayal had come at one of their species, a copper fire dragon. Born to be the masters of fire who forged the dragon villages, his heart was now under the command of a warlord. His massive form had darkened the skies, and Muquin saw that the legends were true. Mankind had darkened the dragon. The sun could not dance on the coppery scales of his body. The life force had evaporated. His once brilliant orange eyes had dimmed to a smoky charcoal, devoid of joy. He flew in mechanical circles, destroying all before him. His copper luster turned to the color of the soil which now lay scorched below them. The land that both humans and dragons lived off burned. Mothers on all sides cried out at their loss, their hatchlings' nests incinerated. The suffering of war did not discriminate. All mothers suffered. All fathers despaired at the loss of their young. The warlord's desire for power had reduced human suffering to mere collateral. Doesn't that just really speak of what's happening in our society at the moment? We really are all in this together. It doesn't matter what nation or creed we come from, we are all facing the same challenges. Darkness knew no compassion. It held no fear. There was no hesitation. A darkened dragon would fight without conscience. No dragon whisperer could ever reach it. The warlord commander sat erect on the back of the fire dragon. Strength surged through his hardened form. The warlord's eyes were dead to emotion as his dragon destroyed both dragons and men in his insatiable lust for power. There would be no more alliances with mankind. Man would tell every child of this day. They would learn that it was a dragon who burnt against mankind. Tales of the dying screams of mothers and children would incite fear and loathing. They would write tragedies of the day the fire consumed entire villages, the day the dragons destroyed them. Would they hear that it was their own kind who had carved this plan, that it was one of them who had stolen the hatchling? It was their own act of cruelty that destroyed the mother and forced the hatchling to become their weapon. Not even dragon whisperers were shown mercy. Those who were able to bear witness to the carnage would be silenced. The dragon's only advocates lay dying with them. So this is an extract from the wars that were created when the warlords tried to use dragons to be able to incite fear and control the whole world. Muquin moaned. Her heart ached for the loss of her mate Megadeus. How they had soared together through the trees, bursting from the forest with their bodies swirling and dancing in the moonlight. She felt the strength of his body even now, as if he was still with her, ever gentle with her as he made the forward greeting. The sky had been their playground. The magnificent cave that he created would have been their nest, close to the lake where they could fish and hunt, their wings dipping into the water as they glided over the clear surface. She could never return to their cave. Dragons mated for life. Megadeus was gone. There would be no other. Megadeus had sacrificed himself for her, intercepting the dragon's spear that was intended for Muquin. His roar of pain had pierced her heart, and his dying breath tore at her soul. She was alone. So yes, that's a little bit about Muquin, who's our silver-winged dragon. I hope that you've enjoyed this extract. If you have and you want me to do more about the book and do more of these readings, please type yes in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day and keep safe.